best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. The gain's an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me for. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time.
Good morning, readers and digital people, and welcome back to GP Reads. I am your host, Grant Reads, and I can't believe I'm streaming at 10 a.m. my time. Usually on Mondays I sleep in, so I woke up 30 minutes ago, so bear with me today. I'm still drinking my coffee. Hope you all are well. Hope you all were able to wake up in time for this. If you haven't, or if you did not, this stream will be on here afterwards, live, but I am going to go back and trim it and actually make it into an interview video. But for now, those of you who are able to tune in, I really appreciate you showing up today. I appreciate you starting your morning with us, and I'm very excited to be doing what I'm doing today. Today, I am going over IMJC, but not only am I going over it, because I know I've went over it already, I'm going to get a deeper dive, a more personal perspective, because today's guest is the creator of the series himself. So we're going to be going over pretty much every little detail, and we're probably not gonna watch every part of the show. We'll watch most of it, and as far as the tweets and things, we'll kind of quickly go over those things just to get some deeper inspirations and really understand what this series means to them. So that's what we're doing today. Greg the Dice, good to see you. I think you're the only one here so far. I know Katie's on the way, but so far you're the first one. It's a little too early. Oh, another new thing about today. Today I am streaming for the first time on Kick and on YouTube. I'm trying out Kick. There's been a lot of negative things happen with Twitch lately. They've made it where pretty much anyone who actually wants to try to host streams and run things like ads or promotions of their own materials, like their own shirts and things, they can get banned. You can also get banned on Twitch for multi-streaming now. So basically what I was doing on there before, streaming on YouTube and Twitch, they can ban you for that now. So that's the main thing. So at the moment, I really need to multi-stream since YouTube's my main platform. So I'm moving to Kick because right on the front page, they say, here's how you multi-stream. So they definitely allow it. So we're going to try out Kick. It's the newest thing. It's a little bit odd because it's not a normal streaming platform. They do allow you to pretty much get all of the ad revenue made from it. They allow you to multi-stream, all these things that even you can pretty much even say whatever you want to say. They won't ban you for any hot keywords, anything like that, anything on the negativity list, so to speak. They're very open, but the only thing odd about Kick, so I don't really know if I'm going to stay with them. The odd thing about them is they are owned by a gambling site, and that's how they make most of their money. The ads from them are going to be like, here's our casino, you know? So I don't really agree with gambling, but I mean, I know you all are smart enough to not fall for these things, so I feel okay with hosting on there, at least for now. We'll see how things go, but that's what I'm doing today. So, Katie, there you are. Good to see you. Good. Let's see, it is morning for you, I believe. So, good morning. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I guess, what would you say is best for starting out this series? Would it be the playlist? Would it be one of the Reddits? Would it be Twitter? What would be the prime entry point into your series? The YouTube? Okay. Okay, so the playlist is good to go? Or would it... Okay. Okay. With the music? Well, the first impression, I knew some of the inspirations behind it, and I knew that it was an emotional journey, so I assumed... Okay, there's two things I assumed. One was correct, kind of, and then the other one was, like, way off mark. But the one that was kind of correct is... You said it had to do with, like, an emotional journey and mental health, so I assumed this was this person's way of dealing with something major, which that part kind of holds true. The other thing I assumed is because I saw the napkin with the blood on it, I assumed this was a Slenderverse on first glance. Which was very incorrect. But yeah, that's the two assumptions. And then the music itself, it kind of made me think of, it's kind of the end. The beginning is also the end. You've just went through the thing, or the characters just went through the thing, and they're trying to cope with it, and they were drawn into something they didn't want to be involved in by like a group, or to put it cliche, a cult or something, you know. That was the first impression hearing this song with a little bit of knowledge I had about the series. So, is the song important itself? Like the lyrics or just the feel of it? Yeah, and something. The Rising... I think it's called The Rising Sun. Would that have to... What would it have to do with would it have to do with the occult in any way? Because I know the Rising Sun can refer to the House of the Rising Sun, the Golden Dawn. Is it occult related, or is this more so just the beginning of recovery, or the beginning of trying to recover? Reflection. Okay. Okay. I don't know how, but I managed to catch this on camera during one of my episodes. Now, so I guess there is some paranormal involvement in this because otherwise you wouldn't be able to catch hallucinations on camera. Or would you say it's more so the power of the character projecting inner thoughts into reality? I'm curious about that. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when it comes to the, I can't think of the name of them now. I'll be reminded here in a minute. But the hell vines, let's just call them the hell vines. That's what's coming out of his back, isn't it? And would you say that this is like maybe in the future or some other point he's dead, or is it just kind of representing the emotional state that he's in right now? Okay. Because I thought it was like an actual parasite trying to take over our realm situation on first watch. I love the Hello Kitty bag in the back, by the way. Oh, it's good. Okay. Interesting. I love the way these scenes are framed. Very interesting. Very colorful blocks. It's an interesting complex. Oh, the buildings across the way out the window. They're like each block is a different color. It's interesting. You don't really see that too much around here. Pretty much everything's either red, gray, or brown. Very drab house colors. It's interesting to see that difference. Okay, so the vines going through your foot and then disappearing, that's more so the trauma trying to come back and bother you. But why is it able to be captured on camera? That's the part that confused me from a narrative standpoint. And then what does he want to do with me? I don't think I ever really figured out what he was exactly. I guess that's what happened before that he's kind of referring to the main protagonist. The voice in his head. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't really understand what it was saying, but I was able to hear it. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. If it's like a voice in your head that's kind of beating you up and going against you, it would change as situations change with you. So honestly, that works out really well. Gotcha. Uh, That's another show I need to watch because I haven't seen that. It sounds extremely interesting, so I might end up doing that next. It's nice. Yeah, nice and quiet until the static. Yeah. So that's him versus the voice. It's gonna be fine. No, it's not. Why is the floor wet? That's my question. Yeah, it's like soaking wet when you woke up. It's like, did he pee? Gotcha. So it isn't even wet then. Okay. I was curious about that. It's like, did he just mop? Well, one just arose. He said, "Who are you?" So is he actually able to see the voice? Or is there somebody there? In Discovery just now, he woke up and then there was some static and they said, "Who are you?" Or some distortions, and then he saw somebody. It was like 35 seconds in, I think, something like that. Okay. Would that be representative of the Reaper or the call to, end himself, or is it something more along the lines of the embodiment of whatever happened? Like I said, I haven't seen Hi Mary Mary, so I do not. Hmm. Okay. I'm going to go to the chat real quick. It looks like Liv's here. Good to see you, Liv. Also got Chocolata de Lila. Good to see you as well. Glad you made it. Oh, you can't hear. Oh, crap. Let me. I should not be muted. Okay.
It.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about Kikas either, Liv. Like I said, I'm just going to try it once just to see how everything functions on it. Just kind of test it. So I'm not sure I'm going to stick with it. Yeah, like Greg just said, for some reason, I just had to reset part in OBS. For some reason, it was not playing any audio from the videos.
Wow.
Okay, now it is, though. All right. Well, we just got started. It wasn't too much yet, so basically, so far we're just kind of getting embodiments. There's a voice in this man's head that's kind of trying to feed him while he's trying to move on from something that he was facing. The man in white is a reference to something in Hi Mary Mary, which is the lady in white, which, like I said, I haven't went into Hi Mary Mary yet, so I'm not really sure about that reference. But it is representative of that. Not really sure if it's representative of the voice too, or if it's just this kind of embodiment of something else.
It's another form of something you have already seen.
Okay. Okay. All right, and the voices we're hearing, that kind of grumbling in the background of the videos, is actually the voice that's inside his head. So if you can understand it, you're actually getting a bigger picture of what's going on in each scene.
Yeah. You don't have to understand it. You have to just get the vibe of what he's trying to say. See the reactions.
Yeah. Medicine Cat Productions, good to see you. Good morning. So, are these distortions actually being picked up on camera? Like, is there actually something causing this? Or is it just him recreating what it's like to see through his eyes?
No, it's not that. It's something interacting with the camera.
There's something actually.
Most likely.
Gotcha.
Most likely. Not good. Not good.
All right, before we move on, Machine Cat Productions is asking what this stream is. This is a live dive / interview. I'm going through this series. We're going to break it down and actually get the creator with me here today, Samari, and we're going to be talking about what each thing represents and the inspirations behind each piece to really understand this series.
Hey.
Do you know what it said right there in worse? I cannot understand what the voice is saying.
To be honest, I fucking forgot. I don't even remember. But you don't need it. You don't need it.
Okay.
You don't need it.
That knocking we're hearing, is that the man in white?
In what?
Or is that him in Help Me? Or is that him knocking?
Give me a minute.
Okay, I think that's him because you can kind of see his arm vibrating. He's hitting his head against the door.
Yeah, he kind of like bangs his head against the door.
This almost sounds like demon possession because he gets cuts on his fingers after being paralyzed, like a paralysis demon, but it's actually affecting him.
It's a symptom of being controlled by the vine.
By the vine, okay. So the vine is an actual physical thing then.
Yeah, it is. You can see it.
Well, I didn't know if it was representative or if it actually was something that existed, but okay.
What are you saying there?
I didn't know if the vines was just kind of his subconscious way of like expressing pain or something, or if it was an actual thing that existed. But so the vines are actually something that interact, and there's something real then.
Yeah, it's actually real.
Okay.
What's the fucking game?
All of this is actually happening in canon, so yeah.
Okay. Good to know. So what is it just a parasitic vine that's like eating off a negative emotion, or like what is the end goal of the vines, or is that something you haven't revealed yet? Because I feel like I just missed it.
It has no end goal.
It just exists, basically just like another plant, just exists to survive then.
No. Well, kinda. I won't be talking too much about it. I want you to put it together. So
Okay.
it is something that exists in all of us. That potential. It amplifies aggression. That's why That's why the guy ran against the closet.
So it's like stress and negative emotions are actually a physical being that we produce, then?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like that.
So there's a portal to hell in each of us. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If there's a portal to hell in each
Okay.
of us.
Now I'm curious. Does this have to do with... It's not really Gnostic belief, but it's a branch off of Gnostic belief where each person is actually half... We'll just use this word. It's not exactly what it is, but we'll just say each person is half angel and half demon, and it's what parts you draw off of that makes you the type of being that you are. Is it going off of that type of mythos?
No.
No. Okay. Just curious because it
More
kind of
like
reminded me
each
of it.
active viewer is like split up and then represented by one of those beings.
Okay.
Get the damn thing. Little one.
All right. Hope you have a good morning, Medicine Cat Productions. It was good to see you.
Oh, the pressure is on now. Pressure is on.
Okay. So this is just an embodiment, but it doesn't look like the main character at all. It looks like an older brother or something because it's a lot taller.
Are you
What?
talking about the mirror demon?
Yeah, the mirror demon, the one with the black face, the red eyes, and it looks almost like horns or bunny ears, holding the phone.
Or the horns.
Yeah, who? Like, what is that? The same person? Different version of them, or is that
Yes.
something completely different?
Yes, it's the same person. It's what he sees.
Okay, knowing what I did.
It's like going off like the thing where you regret something, you see yourself as a demon. It's like that.
Because of what he did with Mary and all of that, he sees himself as this monster. Yeah. Okay,
Who doesn't want to be like that again?
gotcha. Thing is, though, the problem he's facing is instead of actually finding a way to not be that anymore, he's just letting it eat him up, like the vines eating it away at his soul.
Yeah, he just lets himself be vulnerable. He just sprays his fucking ass out and just.
Now, is this book important, The Money Revolution, or is this just something that he was reading?
It's more like distraction, you know.
Distractions, okay.
Honestly, don't know if I ever need ways to manage my finances in the digital world. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a read because, well, not much to do around here.
For some reason, my hand has been moving on its own. It's so creepy. The vine's just moving.
Yeah, that's a possession by the vine. That's a vine do.
Just the thought of that.
Yeah, not being in control of your own body.
Begs the question: Did he actually do that thing he regretted, or was it the vine all along? It's like that's a good question for like humanity. Like, do we actually do the bad things we do, or is it some kind of inner force, some kind of rotten part of our psyche that's making us do these things? Are we really to blame for everything bad that we do, or is there something else pulling strings?
Really,
that's a big question.
It really is. Yeah, it really is for him. It really is his fault. He did it consciously, not paid or anything.
Okay. So it started out as something conscious, and now it's becoming subconscious because it's eating at him so hard.
Yeah, he hates himself over it. Like, yeah.
Let's see. It's pretty tired. That seems pretty to say. Well, it's not much to do around here, so I gotta say, that's
Oh,
another
fuck.
week.
What's happening here?
Search around the house at night.
Oh, the metaphor of the lights. It's
Mhm.
very inconsistent, but it's like it's similar to Anime, where the lights are like representing his good times. Yeah,
Okay.
it's very. I'll say it again. It's very inconsistent.
Gotcha. Let's go back for just a second because I didn't realize that that OBS had for some reason turned off all of the desktop audio at the beginning. When it comes to the music at the very beginning, the House of the Rising Sun, or the Rising Sun, you said that song was
Yeah.
representative of how he was feeling, what he was going through at the time, more so than anything to do with the lyrics or the origins of that particular song.
The
Correct?
lyrics are actually, I actually redid those lyrics to be more accurate to his situation. So yeah.
Gotcha. And this series is ongoing, correct? Or has it finished?
It's on. It's still going.
Okay, so there's some questions I'm probably going to hold off on. I was going to ask what he did to Mary, because, I mean, we got kind of an idea, but it wasn't specific. But is that something that's going to be revealed later, what actually happened with that whole situation?
I think it's like revealed. But
Was it? I must have... I mean, I know he said something about... I don't know. We'll get back to that part, but I don't recall exactly what he did. I kind of got the gist of it. But we'll get there.
which, to be honest, you don't read much of it anyways. It isn't exactly
Blatant.
something in the mainstream.
Gotcha. Was that a door handle? What was that thing you picked up?
Where?
And this is getting worse. You picked up a Casio calculator, and then there was like this doorknob looking thing. What was that exactly?
I'll have to see. But you've been doing something so long, you forget that what you've been doing.
Painkillers. I got one more question. Once you the doorknob thing, and then afterwards, when he opens up the drawer and it's full of painkillers. Were those his painkillers, or were they a family member's or something?
It's like it's let go of his house. So yeah, it's like his family's
Okay.
or drugs.
So is he getting into them
I
as
think
well?
that doorknob looking thing is like a phone stand.
Okay, phone stand.
He's
Gotcha.
he's just looking around.
Gotcha. Well, the painkillers, I feel like that was significant. Is it that his family is on painkillers and it's kind of bringing him into a negative mind space, or is it something that he's dabbling with? Is he supposed to be on painkillers? Is he stealing them and taking them to try to feel better? What was the significance of the drawer?
Kind of.
So
This is something that I actually scrapped.
Okay, gotcha. But originally he was going to be sneaking into this, and maybe the drugs were kind of making him see things.
Yeah, that's kind of like
Gotcha.
like that.
ASMR time.
I'll have to ask this. Is my pronunciation bothering, the communication thingy?
No, it's clear to me.
Right, good.
Hey, Mars of Death is here. Good to see you. Good morning. Or evening, whatever it is for you.
Have a nice day. Yeah. It's gonna be a long night.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you as
3
well, Fox
hours.
Delta. Yeah, it's difficult to not give into addictions or unhealthy habits, for sure. Most try
I'm still working. On that.
same. You're nothing worthless.
No.
No one's gonna help you. You're alone.
No.
That's what the voice was saying. Just in case you couldn't hear it.
Mm.
To the audience.
Again, I forgot every single line I did for the voice because it's been so fucking long.
Are any of these papers
3 years.
important? And WTF or any of the shows, the bloody napkin, looks like a cell phone, a flip phone, and then there's some documents. Is anything on this table important, or is it just to showcase the napkin?
Just after this napkin.
Okay, because there's like some letters on the back of the phone and some things written on documents. Just making sure.
Yeah, it's just a napkin.
Okay. All right. When you say you're stuck in this house, you're actually stuck in a copy and you cannot leave the house. I know Jaime Mary, she wasn't allowed to leave the house. That's one thing I do know about it. So you're actually like trapped in a pocket dimension in this house, basically, with nobody there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is actually happening.
Gotcha. So it's like, it's funny. This is a theory I had about Stranger Things back in the day, is that the Upside Down was actually a projection into one's mind. Would you say this is kind of similar? He got like all the negative things he couldn't deal with. He got thrown into a copy of his mind where all of these negative things actually exist as beings.
Exactly like that. This is exactly. It's spot on right there.
Gotcha. I mean, what better way to deal with the negative emotions you can't handle than to actually fight them physically?
Give a good old ass whooping.
Yeah. Because violence is the answer, right? No.
Violence is a question, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, it is kind of odd that you have an actual internet connection, phone and laptop to edit within your mind. Like, these videos are actually making it out into the world somehow through the other dimension. So, I mean, I guess it actually is in ours. It's like a pocket in our veil, which is, I find really interesting. Because it's not a totally different dimension. It's just a bubble in our lake of a dimension, so to speak.
It's a separate reality.
Yeah, it's interesting. The people can't see you either. So outside your window, is that the real world? And you're trapped in a bubble, basically, in the real world? Or are those people other beings in this other dimension?
Everything he sees is in like that alternate reality.
Okay. So he's not exactly in this world then, is he? Like he's kind of in it, but like not completely.
Yeah, kind of.
In limbo in between the two.
This is just a fragment of his real self. His real self is out there living life.
Oh, whoa, that's something I didn't catch before. So John Coland is actually out there just doing his normal thing, and this is just like a piece of his subconscious. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
His Reddit is his actual person. It's from himself exactly.
That's new info. Thank you for that. That's good context going forward.
The YouTube and Twitter is actually is in the alternate reality. Yeah, the YouTube and Twitter is in the alternate reality, while the Reddit is in its real.
Didn't this have posts before, Mary Sade?
Yeah.
It does it
Mary
now. Okay. Comments maybe? Like this last stream, this had posts. Was this just deleted or something?
No, I don't think I deleted it.
There's no posts on Mary Sade for some reason.
Maybe Reddit decided to just fucking delete it. Who knows?
Well, we've got it
Let's
on the
check.
other stream. If you want to check that out, it's in the description. It'll be in the pinned comment after the live. That's interesting. But okay, there's something going on here. Because it also says that John Coland doesn't have anything. The only one that actually has anything is Delta Spirit 123. But I know that
Weird.
isn't the way it was before.
Weird. All the accounts are still there. I don't know, man.
The heck? Okay.
Maybe the profiles have something.
Let's just go to Delta Spirit 123. And then I'm going to copy the links and put it into Chrome and see if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because it could just be Brave acting odd.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's in Chrome now. No, it says you haven't posted anything. Weird.
What?
Did it get banned?
Well, you're supposed to like. You're kind of supposed to like actually ask them directly. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, because there was, I guess it was the Twitter that had all the posts before then. You walk into a room with a gorgeous acoustic and you're alone and you can't help it. What's the song you're singing? Wayfaring Stranger. House of the Rising Sun is pretty good. Yeah, from the beginning. Tried that one. Let's see, full discussion. Okay, so that's actually a different thing. That's just a reply to someone else's post.
Oh, and if you're wondering why I chose like really like country songs, I have an old music taste. That is just my music taste.
Okay, makes sense. All right, so the Twitter is where most of the rest of the series is then, and the location is my mind, which for some reason I didn't notice before, but that completely disconnects everything. All right.
Oh fucking hell.
So go back to the beginning. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go through everything this time, but we're going to just do a quick overview.
There's something new in Twitter. So.
Does anyone in the comments have any questions? Anybody in live chat have any questions for, I guess, what would you like to be referred to as? Submari, I guess?
Sub, anything like that.
Sub, okay. Do you all have any questions for Sub about the series so far? Before we jump into the Twitter portion? I'm not seeing any yet.
Oh, come on. Give me some questions. Where am boss?
All right, we'll go ahead and start on the Twitter stuff. I'll wait for the questions to roll in, and then we'll go from there.
Good.
Okay, so first of all, you said this is the John in the outside world, or is this the John that we're seeing in the YouTube videos?
This
John
is the
the
alternate
Unbroken.
John.
Okay. So he can't see the views on the videos, so the videos are actually appearing in the real world, but he's uploading them from inside his mind, which is just freaking wild.
Yeah, this is, again, I'll say it, this is an alternate reality.
But no one is here to answer me.
In the early days, this guy is actually from the YouTube, but after like the whole merge event, everything is actually set in real life now.
Gotcha. Oh, Grant Albertron, Creepy Gamer. Little G, how are you doing today? Good to see you. Glad you made it to the early stream. Do you have any questions for Sub about the series today? I know we've done this series before. This is John Coland, but we were getting a closer idea of what's going on here. We got the creator here today, so if you got any questions for him, let him know. All right. The last few days have been hell. The voice is gloating on and on and on, even when I cover my ears. Even when I try to go elsewhere, it's always there. It seems to be silenced when I enter the void. Okay, what is the void? Because I don't remember him entering a void.
Yeah, it's shown in the videos. He falls into a void and enters another house.
Okay, so that house he's
exactly
in
like the old one.
So this actual tweet occurred. Wait a second. When he enters the void, which means he can exit the void. So is the subconscious person able to leave the alternate reality and come back to the real world?
No.
So he
if they can leave, then they'll just enter into their real body. That's it.
Okay. So does it do that? Does it go into the conscious and then go back into the subconscious, back and forth? Because it says, when I enter the void, it's silenced.
No. The void is actually a further metaphor, actually.
Okay. So kind of when he just blanks out, the voice goes away. Or enters like...
No, the void is like an escape. It's within that reality.
Okay, so within the alternate reality, there's a void that he escapes to escape the voice. What would that be exactly?
What do you mean?
What exactly is the void that he escapes into? Is there an actual other realm that he goes to, like a deeper layer? Is it just him kind of zoning out? Is it him falling into despair? What is the void? I'm still unsure what that means.
The void is like an escape from the voice, and the void is just another place in that reality.
Okay, so it's another little pocket within that other reality.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, the mirror guys are making... Okay, so he's talking about the different parts of himself as if they're completely different people. Wants me to feel like a terrible person, and to be honest, it's right. I'm a terrible person. Voice has almost got me. I'm no longer hurting me. It's just manifesting blades. I'm here in the void, though. I wish I could spend forever in this void house. It's better than reality.
Yeah.
Also saw the vine thing. I don't remember seeing it before. Some things are quiet. Some days are suddenly transition to night. My sleep is messed up. I can't seem to sleep sometimes, and I just wander around the room, being a zombie. I can't even do anything at all. I'm so pathetic. I feel weird around it, and it's weird too. I don't know how it works or what it's trying to say. I just don't know. It never tried to talk to me, but I'm sure one day it will. Is he talking about the vines talking to him?
Yeah, actually. I don't... Again, my memory is very blurry.
Gotcha. Well, can the vines communicate? Are they sentient?
No.
They're just rot?
No.
Kind of. Mental rot? That's what I said.
It's not rot. What's the first thing when you think of red?
I think of red. Just anger.
Yes, that's it.
So they're just the anger.
That's exactly.
Exactly. The anger's making his fists do things, like when you punch somebody without thinking because you're mad. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why it amplifies aggression.
Gotcha. And it's thoughtless. It's just almost instinctual.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's that survival instinct.
And then it says, I've only seen that man once so far in the Void House. He doesn't seem hostile, but looks like he could be deceiving. Was I talking about the mirror man?
No, the white man.
Okay, that was the first reference to him. Gotcha.
That's like Delta.
And the staircase leads to more void. I've never tried to walk out there. May try to do it tonight. Good thing the voice can't reach me there. So he did go into the void, into that extra void upstairs?
That's a scrapped idea, but yeah, he did actually go there.
What was it like in the scrapped idea?
It was just like in the void, and like he found her, just like that.
Gotcha.
It's like in the Matrix, the White Room in the Matrix. It's like that.
Okay. But there wasn't anybody in the White Room. It was just a void.
Yeah.
Like you said. Gotcha. All right.
Big nothing.
Something is here. I can't see it, but it's something weird. Something is here. I can see it, but it's not in the picture. Was that the man in white again?
No, it's not the man in white. It's not the voice. You can't even see the voice. It's not the mirror guy because there's no mirrors.
Is
First guy there.
Is it something new then?
No, it's not something new. There's only one possible candidate.
It was the vines?
Yes.
So that sounds like something that hasn't quite manifested into our reality yet. That's something he can start to see, but it's not really here. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe there'll be an embodiment or maybe even a person eventually that'll manifest to represent the vines. An anger demon, basically. Curious. No answer on that one.
No answer because I didn't actually understand half of what you said.
I'm just saying, is there going to be a rage or anger demon that's going to appear instead of just being vines? Is it eventually going to like evolve into a being?
No, but that is actually a pretty interesting idea.
Okay. Again, I hate to keep referencing Stranger Things, but to kind of put it into perspective using Stranger Things, the vines of the Upside Down versus Vecna actually controlling the vines. Like, I'm wondering if there would be a being behind it, an anger being.
No, anger has no being.
Okay.
Just like
so it'll always be mindless.
Yeah, it's inside of you. It's mindless. It's the thing that helps you keep alive in like the Stone Ages, but now it's just nope, not. It's a bug. It's a bug in your own software.
Gotcha.
It's something I struggle with every day.
I just returned from the void and saw that man again. This is the man in white, right?
Yeah.
This time he stayed longer before disappearing. Can't seem to pinpoint why. It's getting stronger, whatever he is. It's raining today, yet I still can't see. I can still see the faint silhouettes of people outside, just going on their day. Even though it's raining, they're just like walking around. It's like they're really not in that world at all. Can it be outside just like them? Yeah. Why am I stuck here? Why can't anyone hear my screams? All right, and we did in the actual original live dive, we did decode these things. The file was regret.txt. There was a couple that I couldn't decode though. Later on.
Yeah.
Was it
funny thing? Those files that you couldn't decode, I actually forgot to leave in the keys.
Oh, so it actually wasn't me messing up then. It actually gotcha.
Yeah, it's actually my fault.
You're good.
I fucked up hard.
Was it anything like super important or something? I mean, you could drop the keys.
That was finally like retconned out. I finally retconned it out. So yeah.
So, are you gonna post the keys later on? Then I guess.
No, I don't even. I can't even fucking.
You don't remember? It's okay.
I don't even remember anymore. It's too late.
Dude, it happens. Believe me. Back when I was doing my ARG and I had like 60 puzzles going at the same time, there was times when I forgot to leave keys, and they'll be like, "Oh no, you secretly just didn't pay attention to this one particular thing on the bookshelf." No. The reason Tress was facing to the right is because the key was actually right, and then I'd go and change the key to right. I didn't do that always, but there were times when there's just so much going on I had to make some last minute changes, so I understand for sure.
Yeah. It's retcon now, it doesn't matter.
Alright. Okay, why was the couch missing? When you came back from the void?
Because it was fucking missing in real life too.
Interesting.
When you just went and fucking said, "I am gonna get out."
Ain't no rest for the wicked, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see, I know I had the void and all, but why does life have to be so difficult? I have been running back and forth, floor to floor, checking room after room. Still no people. Still nothing new. Still the same. Alright, and there's one of the codes, which we did before. It was mainly kind of the stuff we've been seeing in the series anyway. Him asking questions about the vines and calling them, I think was it hell vines? What were they called exactly? Hellroot?
The vines.
Yeah, what was the name of the
Just
vines?
that.
Just the vines?
Yeah, just that.
Okay. Not taking a chance with this, going straight to the void. And then they're asking Emissary Fan, any clues on this? And this too. Was that one of your players?
Yeah, it wasn't really a player. He wasn't really
Gotcha.
a player. He doesn't play anymore, I think.
I just got from one of the vine comas. Yeah, I call them those now. I'm starting to think this is getting old. I went out, like, really. This is another video, isn't it? No, this is a picture? Why was it blocked for sensitive content?
I don't know.
Makes no sense, but okay. Better calling day after day, trying my
Twitter being
best.
Twitter.
What'd you say?
Twitter being
Twitter,
Twitter.
yeah, Twitter being Twitter, for sure. Day for day, trying my best to scrape by, and you think this simple thing like sleep is going to fix that. Does he have to eat in this dimension? Because you say trying to
No,
scrape
he
by.
doesn't need to eat.
Gotcha.
He doesn't need to eat. He never starves or dehydrates.
Interesting. So what does he mean by trying to scrape by? Just mentally? Just trying to survive?
Yeah, just that.
Gotcha. Alright. This is another picture that was banned for some reason for sensitive content. This is the staircase where there's more void, correct?
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of symbolism. It's like, yeah.
Like a staircase
He's
to
looking
heaven?
up. No,
No.
he's not. It's not like that. It's like looking up from like a deep well. You see the light from above. It's like that.
Gotcha. Alright, I'm going to go back to the comments just for a second. There is a deeper connection to Hi Mary Mary, yes. This series was inspired by Hi Mary Mary originally, but then evolved into its own thing. So yes, there are connections. Agnieszka, good to see you. We started about a little less than an hour ago, so you're kind of in the middle, I would say. I guess I'll do a really quick recap and then we'll move on. Alright, so the series begins with John Coland singing a song. And the song's representative.
Actually, no.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he goes into the house first. Then after a while, he actually posts that.
Did you want to give a real quick recap of where we're at right now? You might be able to do it better than me since you're, the creator.
Yeah. Yeah, so first of all, it begins with the guy just living his own life. He fucks up. Then one day he just fucks up with his friend. And then another reality forms. His consciousness goes there, and the whole thing about on the YouTube happens. Twitter happens, and after a while, Reddit. John makes a Reddit. He asks for help. Then he discovers all about this other reality. He then what? He then yeah.
So when he's referring to the YouTube and Twitter portions, what happened is he's in this other world. It's kind of a world that's composed of his mind in a way. He's got his negative emotions there in embodiments. He did something he regrets, so he sees a demon version of himself in the mirror. He has these vines that grow out of his skin and control his arms, and it's made out of his rage. It's all the just blind rage and hatred that he doesn't really want particularly to be a part of him, but he hates himself because of this thing he did, so it's inside of him. And it's also making him just have bouts of rage.
More like the vine is more like something growing out of like just some random nook or cranny.
Gotcha.
So it's not growing out of him.
Okay, so it's just growing around him, the hatred, because he's in his own mind. The hatred and the rage and all that's just, it's in there, but it's also infecting him, making him punch things and have rage.
Yeah.
Then,
it amplifies his aggression.
And since this is a piece of his subconscious within his mind, he's not able to reach outward and talk to other beings. So out the window, he sees other beings, but he's not able to communicate with them. As far as like people beings, but he has these demons in this house with him that he's trapped in, and if he tries to go upstairs, he ends up in like a void. It's another version of the house. It's just like darker, I guess, more like a just blank. Same thing with going downstairs or outside. Whenever he tries to leave, it's just more void. But while he's in this house, there are embodiments of his negative emotions that are attacking him. But the thing is, this is not exactly him. This is a piece of his subconscious. Outside of his subconscious, in his conscious mind, John Collins out there living his life.
Symptoms.
He's doing his own thing.
Symptoms he feels of his trauma is actually in canon is actually something that is actually reverberate back from that alternate reality.
So alternate reality is echoing his trauma.
Yeah, what he feels IRL is actually from this other reality.
Oh.
Every single person. So if you have depression, all of your symptoms are in canon. All of your symptoms are coming from this reality.
So everyone, if you have negative emotions, if you're angry, it's all coming from this reality within yourself, outward. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And this reality also kind of like mirrors the real life too. So you actually. So whatever happens in real life will actually happen in there too, in like some
back and
symbolic
forth
way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's almost the idea of the macrocosm, how there's like little universes inside of you and outside of you, like it's just like different layers of the universe. So in the microverse within him, these things are happening and they're affecting things in the macroverse outside of himself, and then so on and so forth, probably infinitely back either way. The extra layers of the void are smaller microverses within him, and then I guess in the real world,
it's not that.
Not that.
It's more like a different. It's a geographical place.
Interesting.
It's more like that.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's see. The one out right here, right now. Is it actually possible for him to escape and get out into the real world, his subconscious? Because he wants out.
Kinda.
Would it be like a clone or like a twin? Like, what would happen if this being got out into the real world?
He doesn't get out. If he does get out, he actually merges with his real self.
Oh, okay. So he would just rejoin his collective consciousness.
Yeah, all of his memories were in there. Actually join with the real one, but the real one forgets it, and it's like a dream to them.
So it's almost like suppressed memories. When you suppress them, they go to this realm. No,
all of those memories come in like a dream to the real one, and they forget it. Like it's like a dream. Yeah.
So did it fall off, so to speak? This part of him kind of fall off into this other dimension?
He is a special case. He actually remembers all of everything. Everyone else just forgets after like a dream of like it's like their whole life in that house just flashes before their eyes in a dream, and then when they wake up, they forget it all.
Huh. So they're kind of casting away the broken pieces into this like almost garbage disposal realm, but he remembers doing it. Okay.
They have finished dealing with it, so why keep it around?
Gotcha. So things they couldn't deal with, they just throw into this void realm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's making sense.
It's not a void realm. It's more like, oh, they forget it. That's it.
That's just me trying to come up with a word for it.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Mostly it's just I'm just coming up on the fly.
Gotcha. All right. Let's be on the floor for I don't know how long, because that shows where he was on the floor earlier in the videos. What is closed off, thinking is just making... Think about it makes it want to off yourself. No way. And no way away from that wretched thing. This is why I've been inactive for so long. Because I'm alone again. And yeah, the only option I have is to read Twitter. But it's honestly disgusting sometimes. Yeah, I hear you there.
Yep, very disgusting a lot of times.
Okay, so Delta, is Delta the name of the piece that was cast off?
No. It's an embodiment of hope. He has actually a few names, actually. Delta is the fourth letter of the alphabet, like the native phonetic alphabet, because he's like the fourth one made. And there's his other name is Hope, but reverse. So that's his whole function, being hope.
Gotcha. So is... Oh, okay, so it'd be Atlid. Anyway, so how many have been made so far of John Collins'
What?
Cast Off Pieces? 5?
4. 4 if you don't count him.
Okay. Now, I never did find the TikTok, but what was on the John Collins TikTok?
Actually, it's like fucking deleted or something. I
Gotcha.
never fucking.
Because I searched, but I couldn't
like
find
ever.
it. Gotcha. Okay.
It's mainly just promotional content.
Gotcha. So John is currently in a coma, and he is currently living through his life in this house up to the point where he got captured and tortured. So that would be the trauma, and he's in a coma right now. That's why he's remembering everything. He's kind of in between.
No, it's like a coma in the house.
So which
He
one's in a
lives
coma?
through everything. And, John Coland's in a coma.
The main body.
The alternate one.
Oh, the alternative one's in a coma.
There's actually something that happens off screen. The whole capture and torture thing is actually happens off screen. Yeah.
Captured and tortured by the embodiments?
By the voice.
By the voice
It happens
itself.
off screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, because once he wakes up... So the one talking right now is Delta, then. That's why I need people to on standby. Once he wakes up, I'll try to give the signal. He'll need to see all of you at once to be convinced. I'm relying on you guys for that. That was Delta?
Yeah, there's like a big old message indicating it's him talking.
Okay. So they tortured him, never got to kill him. That's for him to decide. If you guys hit at the right time, it may very well be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Recovery will begin. It'll be slow, but it'll be something. Any questions, answer it later. If anyone could see this, just send a message. Was that just calling out to players, or was that part of the canon that no one was replying?
Calling out the players.
Gotcha. I wish I was there last year. I would have totally been a player in this. I guess I could be now, technically, since it's ongoing.
Yeah, you could still fucking participate.
Definitely
There's
will.
no the best time was yesterday, and now the second best time is now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and do some housekeeping. Let's see. Okay, I would need to expand from just text messages, but my powers are too weak at the moment. So the embodiments or the other pieces of John have to build up energy to make these posts? They're kind of like ghosts, like basically making the machines do things? In a way?
Yeah, they kind of like that.
Okay. It's a complicated kind of thing. I need to hide from this kind of stuff, but yeah, I ask you guys want to feel like a little more.
Oh.
So again, I'd appreciate if you guys could tell more people. Kind of desperate for people at the moment. Can you reply? You did get a reply on that one, looks like.
You could always ask.
Okay, Luciferium. Was that the vines or no?
It's like a separate element. It's what allows them to bend reality and do what they do. Oh, my dad's at home now.
So the negative embodiments we're
Yeah,
using, well, we're getting pretty close here anyway, so we'll just wrap up. But so the Luciferium, what some call Hellfire, is what the negative emotions are using to manifest themselves, to increase their own strength, and to manipulate this little pocket universe or alternate realm.
It is what allows them to exist.
Okay. Oh, okay. So originally, the negative emotions are just emotions, but this Luciferium is changing emotions into actual beings and making them real, basically.
No, it's more.
No,
it's more like it's like something unique to the alternate reality. It allows them to do what they do.
So it's always been there, then, basically.
Yeah, it's always been there. Always has been.
Gotcha. Because all human consciousness exists in a sort of field, with each impact from the environment around them, and the mind may veer towards one field or another. In John's case, he veered way too much into the mental field, allowing a new reality to emerge. So he created this reality? Or he's talking about his version of it, his little house.
He experienced a trauma so big that it created something like this.
Dang. And has that been tapped into yet? Or is that something that hasn't been discussed yet?
What?
The big trauma, or is that
Yeah, it's just
the thing he
yeah,
did
it's a
with
whole
Mary?
joke. Yeah, yeah, that's that.
Gotcha. So, would you say that hellfire is actually related to like the Abrahamic Lucifer? Like when Lucifer was cast down, like was Luciferium created as like a reaction to that, or is it just its own thing?
It's something. It's a
It's its own thing.
it's something.
Gotcha.
It's like a name.
Special primordial element which allows for reality bending to happen, also grant entities with concentrations of it higher than 1% to gain the knowledge of its reality. It's like the
Yeah,
deeper magic. It's interesting.
yeah. That's how like gain out the knowledge of how it works, basically.
And then the vine is 10% human consciousness, 90% Luciferium. It's extremely, extremely highly concentrated Luciferium. That's the dark red color. So it's mostly anger then Luciferium is, or negative.
Yeah.
So you're almost saying that
Is
the
that
human consciousness is like negative in a way, or like that's the most powerful part of it in a way.
yeah?
I guess the trauma is just
Yeah,
that powerful.
I might be dead.
You know what I never addressed the vine last post. Okay. Again, it's a creature consisting of 10% Coland, 90% Luciferium, hence the dark red color of the creature. Thing is, it has the ability to control him. In fact, if everyone might be controlling him since his birth. It's probably not somewhere around 10 or so years. It's been hiding. I don't know its motives. Maybe it just wants chaos. Coland seems to react after it with great remorse, which has happened a lot before this. Can't blame the guy for having a rough life after all. What I do know is that it has the highest concentration of Luciferium out of all the monsters here. The others have about 50 to 10% Luciferium, which, now that I think about it, it could be weaponized. High concentrations of Luciferium means high capacity for reality bending after all, so yeah. So the vines could actually like completely change the reality. Guys, any more questions, be sure to let me know. Well, guess I've run out of people on here, so I'll see if I can find any people elsewhere. Guess it's time for something about myself. In fact, I have 3 names. One being my identity in the whole, John Coland. The name that I call myself, Delta. And the third name, my purpose name. You guys will find out soon enough. After all, it is my purpose. 10. We're getting somewhere that's good. Also hope this won't take forever. Also, I have checked John the other day. He is still in a vegetative state, so that's good. He's still stuck at the beginning days, so that's even better. He wakes up either due to outside influence or when his life in here ends. Which, considering things, we do have a pretty wide window of opportunity here. So is he still in the coma right now? Or no?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. And then the life in the house loops back on itself. Just hope it makes steady progress. Alright, going to go do some housekeeping. Have fun. We're rolling. I think it's time to try a different tactic. I still appreciate it if you guys find and support me, but other things really at the moot point at the moment. Well, I just checked on the moon. Looks different today. Why was the moon different? It looks pink.
Oh, I was trying to like follow the whole moon is the right thing.
Gotcha. And then Mary Sade. Is Mary Sade Hi Mary Mary, or is it someone different?
Someone different with a similar name.
Gotcha. One day, if I'm correct, Mary got sucked into a sister reality of her own and left the other consciousness back at the main reality. Same stuff that happened with John. Her consciousness in the main reality started to act erratically. I think people call it depression or burnout or something like that. I'm not sure. Either way, John made a joke. I'd say a rather stupid one, and here we are. So what was the joke? Is that going to be revealed later?
You don't know. I won't be revealing it, and it's not like something that is key.
Okay. As for my plan, I have it all planned out, but I need the right conditions at the moment. It's way too early. Well, with this isolation and loneliness, anybody can go crazy. I don't blame him. Let's just hope I can get some extra help. Maybe other minds can shed some extra light. I said before that with a certain Luciferium concentrations, you can gain all the knowledge of your reality, and thing is that it's only your reality. How the first cases of this exact anomaly, should I say, came to be, I don't know. Just hope that some people may hold the keys to the first cases. This is John's channel if you are wondering. We went there. Alright, it's been a while since the update. Been gaining powers, so he's gaining Luciferium then, isn't he?
No, it's more like he's gaining. He's attuning to his powers.
Gotcha. Show me fight this guy back. Plan A. Okay. John woke up. So he did wake up. He woke up while I was away. I think he's just sulking in the corner, though. So that's when we saw it in the video, right? with him hitting his head against the wall?
No, this is off screen. This is off screen.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of things that happen off screen in this one.
All right. Looks like I racked up some followers. Blah, blah, blah. I know what this. Okay. You know that this thing is glitched, even PFPV, even the wrong name. So what happened there when the name changed and the profile picture changed?
There's actually two different profile pictures. The dog one and the first one is for him. The dog one is for him. The picture of the light, flashlight is for Delta. That's it. That.
Gotcha. So look out the window till the lights go out then. The voice is still there.
I never thought I'd go this far. I'll say it again. Yeah.
Okay, filling blue. Let me out. Okay.
You tell this to 2 years ago me, and I'd be like, wait, just fucking give you the middle finger.
All right, I know it makes some stupid jokes to keep myself sane sometimes. I know, really, but yeah, it isn't foolproof, but it works. So that's kind of what he was doing probably when the thing with Mary happened. The thing is, though, I just make them, and somehow I feel pain when I'm done with them, like it's a cut on my wrist or something. So that doesn't like that particular coping mechanism is what he was actually doing. So he really shouldn't be blaming himself. It was just his coping mechanism, probably for the stuff she was going through, because he said that she was in a world like him, so she went through trauma too, and he tried to make a joke to lighten the situation and hurt her.
Yeah. She's kind of going through her own trauma. He tried to make a joke about it, and then it wasn't exactly like sensitive enough, so she just fucking said, "Nope, I'm not doing this," and just go. Went. Didn't deal with it.
Yeah, the closet trick. You could replicate things in the closet. That's pretty cool. Hearing voices, different ones. Or no, it's whatever you want to be in there is in there, right? The closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the size is small enough, you can fit.
All right, now what it's saying, I'm hearing voices, different ones. The strange ones, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. Most like backwards gibberish. What voices was that referring to? Was that the normal voices, or is that something else?
Kinda. That's the normal voice in his head, but this time it's like something else. So yeah.
Was it the man in white this time? It's trying to make him sleep now.
No, it's more like it's actually the voice, but it's his thoughts, so he's thinking different. He's like, oh, I shouldn't be this way, that way, you know.
Okay. Enough times I banged my head against the wall. Yeah, that was painful.
I didn't actually bang my head that hard. It just sounded that hard, but yeah.
It sounded really hard. Okay, now this is
Bowling on the rock.
Alright, Delta back in control. I've knocked John out to buy some time, so he is in a coma again. Just hope that the countermeasures will be enough. So when he was actually awake, I mean, everything kind of went to crap. I mean, he was really beating himself up during that point. So he's not ready yet. Basically, you're trying to keep him in a coma until he can actually make it through the trauma himself. And you're manipulating things to try to strengthen him during that time.
Yeah.
Delta out. Push people here. Also miss Mary very much. Yeah, I hate that situation happened. She was always a positive one, a good neighbor, a friend to be cherished. Even though she was older than me, I really do miss her.
I'm not trying to set up a relationship with that, you know.
Do you think she'll ever forgive him?
She has.
Oh, she has. Okay, good. Delta here. It'll be the same after there's Coland be free. Premature goodbye. Delta signing off. This is John Coland, the real one. So is that the real copy, or was that actually like the main body?
You might be talking about the merge event. Then, yeah, it's actually both.
It's both. Okay.
Delta and the alternate joined with the real one.
Because he said it would be a long story, try to get us on the same page. So that was basically when they fused.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can actually go to this alternate reality if you actually do
Oh
it.
wow,
So
interesting.
yeah, you see snippets of it when you're doing.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like how in God of War, like the
Mhm.
latest one, Atreus actually dreams and goes to Ironwood. It's like that.
Okay. So it's a dream realm, but it's real. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they still haven't stepped out to. That makes sense because a lot of times you deal with things that you have trouble dealing with during the day, during your sleep. You kind of process it, and that's a cool way to
Yeah.
represent that.
I just wanted to find a convenient way to explain, hey, why is this thing happening? Yeah.
Gotcha. Went outside. The new version's of reality for everyone. This good. So what happened when we went outside? So I've been checking out this place in my
He didn't
dreams.
see anyone.
He didn't say anything.
He went outside and it was all alone.
Gotcha. So you see him out the window, and then you go outside, and they're actually not there. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's just like projected memories or something, or they're in a slightly different realm.
Yeah, it's like that. Inside, he sees everyone, but outside, he doesn't see anything at all.
That
So,
is a very dark metaphor, but it makes sense too for people, They kind of process what things would be like, what other people are going through, but then when they actually try to interact in the real world, they can't exactly get on that level. Social level.
he has always been an introvert. So if he tries to go outside, he'll always stay that way. He'll feel lonely in a crowd.
The Unbroken. So the Unbroken is the fool person then.
No, it's actually him. He just came up with a cool nickname for himself.
Gotcha. Exploring the house, nothing really big or crazy. It looks like my neighborhood. The void, it calls to me every day. So was that the void trying to take the piece that he reabsorbed himself back?
This is a metaphor for addiction.
Addiction.
It calls for you. It makes you want to do things you don't want to do, even if you are given the choice. Yeah.
Gotcha. Saw something weird in my dreams today. It was two people fighting, and one of them wasn't fighting back. When I tried to break it up, they didn't stop. Instead, the aggressor kept on beating the other guy even harder. I tried to punch the aggressor. Oh, what?
This is actually representative of my actual real life. Something.
Gotcha. Tried to punch the aggressor, and accordingly they turned to fight me. I somehow managed to win, but I passed out afterwards. When I woke up, I was covered in what I assumed to be the vine, based off of the name alone. It was crawling red thread, spreading and covering me. They kept telling me to grow up. Why? Why? It's almost the end of the year, and it's been absolute pain. Okay, so I must something else. What happened there exactly? So he started to see things from that other realm in the real world when he was very aggressive towards someone else?
No, this is more like a representation because there's like symbolic of like something he did. I don't know. So in real life, he actually saw someone bullying. He just fought back against them, and now he has to deal with it.
Why did they tell him to grow up?
Oh, it's more like a joke sentiment. You're being too childish, stuff like that.
The words still resonate with me now, with this weird dream world I'm exploring and quantifying. It's been a while, and speaking of it, it was something different. It's a good day
after a movie.
Yeah. It's a good day when you realize that Death himself showed up in one of your dreams to stop you from killing yourself. Was that the man in white?
Oh,
or what was that?
This is a crossover. This is a crossover.
Oh, okay.
He made puzzles on me. So yeah.
Gotcha. Alright, Boyd calls to me, why now? I know it's wrong, but I still want to go in there. It's making me weak, tired. It's making me hurt, and I keep running back to it. That's kind of in relation. I mean, I know you decided not to do it anymore, but it's kind of reminds me of how originally you wanted to be like addiction to like drugs, and it's kind of this simulation of that, but it's the void. It's making him weak. He keeps wanting to go back there. He just can't stop thinking about it all the time. I like how you still included that just in a different way.
Yeah.
It's weird. I had a dream today. I was dreaming I was in the house again.
I
Typically.
still fucking dream. I still feel like that sometimes.
I hear you. A lot of times, you kind of want to just dissociate and go into your own realm to deal with things easier, and it does become an addiction. You stop living in reality.
Sometimes you don't want to deal with anyone anymore. You just want to be alone. You just don't want to deal with any problems anymore.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
not like dissociation. It's like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. That's it.
But I feel like the dissociation is his addiction, his way of escaping it right now, because the other world is kind of that in a way. Just in a way, not exactly, but similar.
Yeah, kind of.
So weird dream I had today. I was dreaming I was in the house again, typically, and somehow I had one of my legs torn off in a violent fashion, along with a pool of blood slowly spreading everywhere. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this, but the most chilling part is that I was holding my own liver. The pain from all that made me wake up in the middle of the night. I swear I don't know what I've done wrong to deserve this. What exactly happened there? Dreaming you're missing pieces of your body.
Alcoholism.
Alcoholism.
Or your own liver.
What about the leg then?
How it fucking harms you. This is actually a scrapped idea. This is a compromise. I actually planned to have like a VFX sequence where he had his leg blown out, he's holding his own liver, and he's chained to like a wall or something. I couldn't do it, so I just did that.
Gotcha. All right, now it's talking about Luciferianism, or no, sorry, Luciferium, Luciferium. Yeah, a weird element that somehow can bend reality. Somehow it happens, yet it doesn't appear on the periodic table of elements or even anywhere in science literature. If it actually exists,
it's like that coffee is not full enough, man.
Yeah, if it actually exists, it must have extremely high atomic number.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't exactly exist in our realm. It kind of exists in that other one, so that's probably why it's not on the periodic table of elements for reality.
No, it's not discovered yet.
Oh, it's not discovered, so it is actually in our world too. Then that's what you're saying.
Yeah, you can actually make it. There's a scientific paper about it in canon.
Interesting.
You have to scroll all the way up.
All right, I haven't talked much about my family, have I? That's under the assumption that all of this is real. Given the events I have so far, yeah, most likely it is real. Well, I guess it's time to fill you guys in. I don't want to divulge anything much. My family was a modest one. They didn't force me to do anything much or follow any kind of weird religion. I often had time alone without much to do. They cared for my physical needs and gave me a place to return to. They helped me sometimes, but really I kept most of my feelings inside, oftentimes trying to solve them myself. Needless to say, it didn't go well. They didn't monitor me much. And so on some occasions, I'd visit the girl next door, Mary Sade, and somehow the falling out made this happen. Guess that's all I have to say, I guess. I've given up on trying to figure out what Luciferian thing is. I've compiled all that I can about this. Likely, nobody will believe me when I say that it's a new element with reality-bending capabilities. Yeah, that would make people think you're crazy.
Yeah, definitely. And 2 years later, digs up a whole scientific paper about it.
Yeah. Right. Another weird dream I had. I was walking through a forest at night, and there's this distinctive scent. It's hard to describe, floral and light. It didn't overwhelm me. The walk was pleasant, enjoyable even, but somehow I noticed I got lost and can't get out of the forest. It seemed to have no edge. So what was that dream, specifically?
Allusion to addiction.
Addiction again, okay. Stuck in dreams, gotcha.
It's so beautiful, you're getting sick of it, so you want to get out, but you can't. That's
too beautiful, almost blinding.
Yeah.
For those who are wondering, I'm fine. Still doing research, even though I'm kind of halfway quit. Yeah, Delta is truly in. Wait. But yeah, if Delta truly is there in my head, then I'm extremely thankful for that. These past months have been really hard, but I've been holding up good. Guess the whole depression period, if you could call that, prepared me for this. Guess the quote from that, Call of Duty Zombies really holds up. Do not wish for easier lives. Wish to be stronger men.
Yeah. That's what I want to.
You could talk to literal death using this. You talking about Twitter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's way funny.
All right, and I think endorphin is the compound responsible for everything I experience under the vine's control. Every symptom described here matches up exactly. What is that exactly? Endorphin.
You gotta read the paper and the whole note, the whole scientist note.
On Luciferium?
Yeah, you gotta read the whole. The context is in the scientific paper,
Where is that?
and you should look for it. I did actually post it.
On Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter.
I didn't
And
see it.
there's another thing.
Is it under
There's a
media?
scientist note. There's a scientist note on endorphin. So yeah.
I need to find that. How far back was it?
It's right there. You just need to look in the profile. It's pretty recent. Just like yesterday or this morning, something like that.
It's on John the Unbroken.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Is it going to be under media?
Huh?
Is it under media or tweets?
The scientist note is on the media, but tweets should be on the paper.
I am not seeing it.
It may be in the replies.
There it is.
Navigating Twitter is part of the puzzle.
Yeah. All right. Let me turn my head sideways for a second. This stuff messes with the brain like crazy. I won't be letting this near anyone. All requests for human trials have been denied. Reasonable enough. All tests show that endorphin is a strong psychedelic. Oh my gosh, reading sideways is freaking me out. Okay. It messes with the amygdala to promote aggression and rage. Oh, it's a psychedelic that makes you angry. So it would increase the power of the vine.
So this is the chemical, the compound that makes John all angry and that.
So it's kind of
he's possessed with.
It's kind of the physical manifestation of the vine, then, in a way.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, if you messed with that and took that, it would be very bad. Just fill yourself with vine. Just be a reminder, this is a very dangerous compound.
It's something. It's like poison, like a venom.
Poison.
It's like a venom that goes to the bloodstream.
Okay.
It's a venom that the vine makes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All sample of this compound should be contained as carefully as possible. J. Stevens. Okay, that is interesting.
Included the paper actually, the credits. I don't know. You could interpret it as like the lead director of the whole investigation or something.
So there's a difference between endorphin and undolphin.
Undolphin is like he actually messed the handwriting up, and the file was Undolphin.
Gotcha. All right, here's the scientific paper on Mediafire.
Yeah.
I guess I'll download it. I'm gonna assume it's safe. Just put on.
It's safe. It's safe. I don't have any malware on there. If I had any malware on files I distributed, then well, my reputation is gonna go all the way down.
Oh, Fluxcat, good to see you. When is the draw going to be? I don't know. I just noticed the Fluxcat came in. It's good to see you, Fluxcat. All right, let's see. Let's get the PDF up. Where is it? I just downloaded it. I know I did. It's just not on my desktop now. Oh, okay.
You gotta be patient.
There we go. Luciferium, a comprehensive study by M. Kohler, K. Connors, and J. Oak. M. Man, S. Stewart, J. Sturd, Dr. Wu, Dr. Nugent, M. Fox, C. Stevenson, N. Johnson, J. James, J. Paul James. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, scientific papers like that.
Yeah.
I had to research a lot to make it right.
Number 1, abstract. Recent reports have revealed the existence of a novel element, now formerly referred to as element 666, or luciferium, as a result of the experiment involving a medium-sized particle accelerator gone wrong. That's how they discovered it. The paper aims to document the elements, including a suite of chemical characteristics determination tests and a radioactive decay test after recovery of the sample on 4/25 of 2021, the result of which ascertained luciferium's special condition on constant electrocution to maintain radioactive stability. Number 2, introduction. On 4/24/2021, an experiment using a medium-sized particle accelerator was conducted. The test resulted in a catastrophic accident occurring a 5-man cleanup team and resulting in millions of dollars of damage on cutting-edge lab equipment. During cleanup, the team discovered a new material which was constantly changing state. The material was purified on 4/25/2021, and tests were carried out on 4/26/2021 to understand the unknown material. Sample of material was acquired during experiment on 4/24/2021 at 2 UTC, aiming to maintain a new element, or to make a new element. During the experiment, there was reports of red light coming from the test apparatus. Hours later, there was an explosion. The resulting condensate produced by the experiment was later brought into University of California, Berkeley's chemistry lab and studied by Dr. Mann and Dr. Stewart.
You know that I'm a science nerd when you had those.
Yeah. The tests were mainly constructed to determine the physical characteristics of the element, most notably how it can be constantly changed state from solid to liquid to gas, to the element's chemical characteristics. Number 3, physical characteristics. Luciferium has an atomic number of 666 and is in constant state of changing states of matter from solid to liquid to gas. Specifically, it changes state every second and has a dark blood red color similar to bromine and is inert in regular conditions. Luciferium requires constant electrifying to stay stable radioactively. How luciferium is able to possess these characteristics, most notably the constant state change, is still a mystery. Luciferium has a half-life of 0.5 milliseconds, if not constantly electrified. Further investigations into luciferium nuclear state are pending approval. Number 4, chemistry. Luciferium has a valency of 4 or 2 on a molecular weight of around 665.9 AMUs. Luciferium has the strongest chemical activity of any element on the periodic table, allowing it to be displaced nearly any salt, base, acid, etc. in just about any compound. Reactions with oxygen.
I did my homework.
Yeah, you did.
I did my.
During this test, oxygen was introduced to 5 milligrams of luciferium. It resulted in a small explosion, not dissimilar to how hydrogen reacts. It's got an equation for that. Reactions with water. 5 milligrams of luciferium was brought into contact with water. The amount of luciferium proceeds to dissolve and react with water to form a base. Reactions with common bases. Here, luciferium was brought into contact with common base solution, sodium hydroxide. The result reaction required oxygen as a catalyst. And there's the equation for that. Number 5, conclusions. Experiments were done to determine the physical and chemical characteristics of luciferium. None of these tests were able to ascertain the mechanisms of how luciferium can constantly change state, with new hypotheses still being developed and tested. Therefore, more tests have been conducted to determine the properties and characteristics of this new element. Biography, and it is shaded out. Can I highlight it?
I didn't want to sweat a whole bibliography, so yeah.
Okay, so that's got to come out later then.
No, I didn't want to do it.
You just didn't do it?
Just no.
Gotcha. So that is redacted in perpetuity.
Yeah.
All right, so is there anything else we missed, or is that all of the main content for now?
That's pretty much it.
All right. When can we expect the series to continue, actually?
It's actually ending in like a few months or so.
Gotcha.
It's not like a set time. It will be, yeah.
Gotcha. So if someone wanted to interact with the series in its current ongoing state, where would be the best place to do that? Twitter?
Twitter, yeah, Twitter.
So
Twitter or Reddit.
Okay, I'll have the Twitter and Reddit links in the description. After the video, I'll go ahead and put those in there, and I'll have it in the pinned comment so that you all can interact with the series while it's still ongoing, if you want to. I don't really have any questions so far. Does anyone in the comments, in the live chat, does anyone have any questions about this series? Any questions you just want to ask the creator in general, sub, or anything like that? Any questions, any statements, anything you want to say about it at all? Comments, if you like the series, anything like that. While you all are typing that out, I'm going to give a very, 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 very quick summary of everything so far. So basically what we've learned is that every person, every human being has basically an alternate realm that they can reach into in their dreams. And parts that you cannot deal with in your physical day-to-day life goes to this realm. Usually you don't remember it, but John Coland was able to remember it. And a piece of him that was not able to deal with the trauma went into a coma, and other pieces that had been broken off were manipulating different parts of his void reality. It's not a void reality. It's called a void reality, that other realm, his dream reality, so that when he woke up from the coma, he'd be able to deal with the trauma, move on, and reconnect with the original John Coland so that he could be complete and could move past the trauma he was having trouble dealing with. And they end up doing so. The two reconnected. Also in that dream realm, there are demons which represent the parts you're having trouble dealing with. Like the one in the mirror was him making that joke with Mary that ended up hurting her. The vines.
It was regret.
Yeah, it was regret. Then there's the vines, which are made of luciferium, which is actually an element that exists in the waking world and in the dream world, and it has the ability to manipulate reality. And it's what makes these embodiments, makes these demons that you have to fight. So everything...
It allows you to achieve what they do.
Yeah. Everything in this dream world that you're facing reflects reality, and everything in reality reflects the dream world. So that's the one unifying factor, the one thing that connects these two realms is the luciferium. And there have actually been studies of luciferium. It is an actual element. It has strange reactions to different chemical compounds, to different states of matter. It actually fluctuates between all the states of matter every second. It's just a very interesting element, and that's kind of what they're looking into, and how it affects human minds, how it affects our reality, the dream reality, and how everything basically in the universe works and connects. It's kind of... You've got your God particle, which, you know, is the creation particle for everything in the universe, and now you've got luciferium, which is kind of what manipulates the reality that exists. So I guess the real question is, how do those two relate? What exactly is luciferium? How did it get there? Why does it manipulate reality? And what is its true function? And that's kind of where we...
It's just an element. There's no true function for an element. An element is just something that exists.
But why does it exist? I don't know. Maybe that's more so my questions for the series is, why does it exist? What put it into place? And how does it relate to the Higgs boson?
Higgs boson? Wait, did you... Is there something about it in the series I actually forgot about?
I don't think you put anything about the Higgs boson in there. No, it's just... I'm just wondering if the creation particle is actually like a higher version of luciferium, maybe? Because it created reality versus something that manipulates reality? Like, is there a relation there or no?
It's just an element that manipulates reality.
It's just its own thing, completely unrelated from, you know, the universe.
Its own thing. Its own.
Gotcha.
Whoa, what happened there?
All right, going back into the chat.
Yeah, an element doesn't have a purpose.
Gotcha.
The whole idea of how I came up with Lucifer actually happened during middle school.
Gotcha.
I was at school and just thought of that. Yeah.
It's cool though. It's a very interesting concept.
Yeah.
And as Foxcat said, some elements don't appear in science, and that's very true. We don't really have a very... We think... Humanity thinks that they have the universe figured out, but the universe is so complex. We've barely scratched the surface. So there's so many things that are completely unknown. So definitely...
Here's something fun. There was like a whole controversy about making a new element. Like so the science is this. There's most of the elements you can make nowadays. Super heavy elements. You can't make them without them just decaying away.
Yeah, destabilizing.
and you can only count a new element when it has certain amounts of certain decay time. So you can't really count these fast decaying elements as like separate elements. But there was a guy, Victor Leonov. The guy actually made a bunch of jokes in the science. So he fixed this whole decay chain that proved that there was an island of stability around this specific number, and then later got caught for faking it because it was something related to his own specific analysis software. But yeah, it was a whole debacle about this whole island of stability thing.
Interesting. Well, again, the super interesting series, very interesting take on reality and the universe as a whole, really, when you really think about it. It's a very interesting perspective into our world, and I appreciate you making it, really. It's a really cool series, It's really fun. It really got my mind opening to different possibilities than I had considered before. I never really thought about reality basically being elements, and that there could be elements that just manipulate reality as their effect, as their purpose in our universe. They exist to change reality. It's not that they were created to do it, but they have that ability. I never thought of that really being a possibility. So you've opened my mind to new possibilities. So thank you for that.
Yeah, my main purpose of this series is just to tell a story about mental health. Tell my story,
I think it's the way you communicated dealing with your problems in a way that you might not be able to on the surface, but still finding a way to deal with them is a very bright message of hope. And I appreciate you basically telling everyone that it is okay. Things can get better, and you can find ways to deal with things. You're not hopeless. You can make it. And I appreciate that message a lot. And I appreciate you doing this interview with me today, going through the series with me, kind of guiding me along the steps, explaining a few things. It really, again, opened my eyes to a lot more pieces, and I just really appreciate you doing that. So thank you for doing that today.
The only cost was just a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I know it's getting late for you, so I'm going to let you go here. But again, I appreciate it. Yep. Anything you'd like to say before we close out today?
Boy.
I will say that Glow Off showed up, and they stepped on a nail, and they're the furry in chat, and that Stanners is also here. I'm glad you made it here at the end. There weren't any more questions in the chat, so I'm pretty sure we got everything covered. But again, anything else you'd like to add before we
go? Have fun, guys. I'll be still working on my things.
All right.
So,
and if you all want to enjoy the series, actually experience it, again, after the stream, in the pinned comment and in the description, there'll be links to the Twitter, the Reddits, and the YouTube channel. So if you all want to check it out, that's where it'll be. All right. And until then, I've got a lot of things coming. Appreciate you guys again. And as always, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading. I will see you all. Thanks so much for watching. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons and channel members. Thanks to you, I'm able to do what I love. CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Dobby's Music, Jabra Mullins, Free Spirit Katie, MC Darfur, Roxy, Vexus, Agnieszka, Granny Monster, Nightmare Luna, Lily Ardat, and Elliot the Epic 242. Really, thank you so much for everything.